What's going on, YouTube? How's everybody today? It's good to hear. So today we're going to talk about some early post-punk music that I really like. This album is by a band called The Simple Minds. This is their 1979 album called Real To Real Cacophony, released on Arista Records. This is their second album. These guys formed in Glasgow, Scotland in 1978, and they released this album just like 7 or 8 months after their debut, because I guess they weren't too happy with it because they were pretty much drowning in their influences, and I think they might have sounded like some sort of rip-off band or something. I haven't heard that album. I really don't know. I can't speak too much about it, but I know they wanted to break out of that mold and, like, you know, go into their own kind of sound direction and do something unique. So this album turned out to be very experimental, very electronic, very kind of like art pop, noise pop-ish, experimental new wave, some people are calling it. But yeah, Simple Minds is best known for their Breakfast Club song called Don't You Forget About Me, a very popular song. These guys are very big in the 80s. But this album came out in 1979, before they got all big and famous. It's produced by a guy named John Leckie, who has produced albums by Radiohead. He did The Bends, he did Stone Roses' debut, he did some Doves, he did some Muse, Human League, New Order, Ecstasy. He's a very prolific producer. An interesting thing about this album is that the title here, because this is a reissue I have, it's actually a spelling mistake. It's supposed to be Real To Real Cacophony, real with an A for both, but they put real like you have a tape reel, but it's supposed to be real like this is real to that to this is real, Real To Real. That's what I read. Anyway, so yeah, awesome album, very experimental. It's got all kinds of like electronic buzzings and soundscapes and, you know, eerie instrumentals and alien soundtracks juxtaposed with like more new wave, traditional sounding kind of music. It's got all these kind of weird kind of keyboard hums and guitar interjections and stuff like that. Very fun album to listen to. Very, very weird. It's hardly a pop album though, but it's very kind of like, it does have a kind of like a trippy or a surreal quality to it though. It's got pretty weird sound quality too. A lot of people are saying it's murky and muddy sounding, but I thought the sound quality is pretty decent. I really liked it. But yeah, it's not like a masterpiece album or anything like that. It's just a fun little experimental album. Like, it's a really, really good album. I would never say it's like, oh, it's as good as this, but it sounds great. It's a really fun album. I just like listening to it. It's so strange. It's got all these weird sound ideas and soundscapes and, like, you know, like cellos and saxophones with like bubbling synths, like little gurgle sounds and stuff like that. But yeah, pretty crazy album. Sounds a little like I don't know. I hear a lot of Talking Heads in it. I hear like Joy Division, like Bauhaus. I can hear a little bit of Devo. Some people are saying it sounds like Kraftwerk a little, maybe. But yeah, I guess it's a big artistic leap forward from their debut, and they only came up with this in 7 or 8 months after. So yeah, this album is 12 songs and 41 minutes. And yeah, if you want to get in touch with some like really old, well, it's not really old, but early experimental new wave post-punk kind of stuff's really good. Like, there's some really catchy songs on here with like unconventional time signatures. Some songs like play around with a little bit of dub noise and stuff like that. But yeah, it's also got a pretty good singer. I forgot the lead singer, some Kerr guy. Yeah, he does like this yelping and moaning thing. He does a little bit of crooning. He's a pretty good singer. But yeah, it's got great sound quality, interesting instrumentation and stuff like that. Some pretty unique song arrangements, but not much in the way of artwork. Just this really dark blue cover, like very dark blue inside. Got some pictures of the band members there. Some young lads, Scottish lads. That's their catalog. That's pretty much it. But yeah, really good album. I really like it. It's a very unique sound. It's very fun, very weird. I think it rewards closer listens and stuff like that. It's aged pretty well. It doesn't sound too 80s. Like, this could have been released today by some, you know, modern band and people would be going crazy over it. But yeah, it's 1978. It's pretty cool. I found it pretty fascinating to listen to. I have no idea where I bought it or why I did. why I would go out of my way to get a Simple Minds album is beyond me. But I did one day, and I just like, maybe I just bought it on a whim. Maybe I had no idea what I was doing. But I have this album. I've had it for a while, and I really, really like it. Simple Minds, Real To Real Cacophony, released in 1979 on Arista Records.